Thinking about getting CCTV for your home or your business? Before you go and spend hundreds or maybe even thousands on cameras, let me save you some money and a load of frustration. I'm going to cut out the noise and tell you what actually matters when it comes to CCTV. All based on real experience. I've been installing these systems for over a decade. Look, I know firsthand just how daunting it can be. With all the options out there, it can feel overwhelming. So to make your life easier, I'm going to give you some quick tips and let you know what mistakes to avoid so you'll feel much more comfortable when it comes to choosing the right system for you. So let's get started. Common mistake number one, relying solely on CCTV for your security. This is a big one. CCTV is brilliant for reviewing footage after the fact, but it's not going to necessarily stop someone in the moment. It won't alert you, no audible sirens going off, or any meaningful audible alerts in most cases. Loads of people feel a lot safer because they've got cameras, and you should do, but no one's really sitting at home monitoring the front door 24/7, unless maybe you're MI5, very bored, or you're just being nosy. If you want real protection, I'd advise to get a burglar alarm alongside it. So if you are doing your CCTV setup for security, think of it as a piece of the puzzle and have it as one feature of a broader security setup. Common mistake number two, putting cameras where they look good instead of where they're effective. I've seen loads of camera systems where they've got the camera at the front door pointing right down at the ground, and it'll give you a lovely view of someone's hat or, their feet, if you're into that. But what you really want is a wide view of the approach, ideally at head height or mounted to catch people coming towards the property, not just capturing the top of the head as they walk past. So really think about the angle and where the cameras are looking, and bear in mind things that are going to block the view of the camera, such as trees, and account for them when choosing the final position of your camera. This will save you a lot of hassle and it'll save you a small fortune because you won't have to buy more cameras than necessary. You want to get as much out of each camera as possible. Common mistake number three, ignoring the app and storage. If the app's rubbish or the storage is too small, you're setting yourself up for failure from the off. I've seen people go to check footage and then realize it overwrote itself 2 days earlier. Or I've seen it go as far as they never even had record set up in the first place. Make sure you've either got a hard drive or reliable cloud storage. I'd recommend at least 1 terabyte of storage per camera. So say for a 4-camera system, you ideally want 4 terabytes of storage. If you're going to have your cameras rolling on continuous record, you can adjust it down if you're only going to have your cameras that are recorded on motion. But if you go for 1 terabyte per camera, you'll be golden. And actually test the app before you need it. If it takes 45 minutes to load a clip of someone nicking your bike, it's not fit for purpose. Think of how far your bike's gone in that time. You're never seeing that again. Quick tip. If you're the kind of person who's never really going to open the app again after the installation, do something like set up motion alerts if your cameras are AI ready to detect humans and vehicles. At least then your phone's going to give you a nudge if it sees something dodgy going on. That way the system's doing something, and if you forget it exists, at least you're going to know it's working in the background. If you don't do that setup, I'd advise going and checking your CCTV system every so often to make sure it's recording and things like your time and date are set up correctly. Because looking back, trying to find something and your time and date's not set up correctly, it's a nightmare, trust me. Look, I've been called out to replace loads of CCTV systems, and 9 times out of 10, it's because someone bought the wrong thing online. They saw a cheap kit on Amazon that looked easy to set up, but it ended up giving them more stress than it did security. They end up paying twice. Remember, you buy cheap, you buy twice. You don't need to spend thousands, but a little bit of planning goes a long way. It's not just about sticking up cameras and hoping for the best. So just by doing a little bit of research, exactly as you're doing now, you're doing a great job. I had a customer once, I went to take over a CCTV system and they had 4 cameras all in their back garden, pretty much looking at the same spot. Lovely setup if maybe you're bird watching, but really a massive waste of money when they could have got the same view from just 1 camera. And their side gate, completely blind, no coverage. That's the thing people miss. So that brings me on to this tip. If you're doing this as a DIYer, stand at each entry point and ask yourself, if I were breaking in, where would I go? And then cover those spots. You don't need a whole view of the street. You just need to make sure you're covering those vulnerable areas. Look, if you want a second opinion on your layout of your CCTV or just to help avoid some rookie mistakes, and trust me, I've made plenty of them, drop a comment. I'd be happy to help. Hopefully this was a handy short guide for you. If so, give it a like so YouTube knows it's not complete rubbish. And if you're into home or business security, hit subscribe. And an important last thing, my own smart alarm security product, the Guardfather security system, which is right here, is launching fully in a couple of months. If you'd like to join the waiting list for an affordable, top quality DIY security system with excellent customer service, then click the link in the description to sign up. And for joining, you'll receive an exclusive 10% discount code upon launch. Thanks for watching.